Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for purchasing Midi Soul guitars. This is just going to be a brief walkthrough showing you how to install the files and how to really navigate the whole instrument. All right, cool. So when you download it, you'll see a zip. You'll unzip it. You'll see your folder here. And all you want to do is put this folder here into the location of where you want to put your contact instruments. So for now, I'm going to leave it on the desktop, but you can put it literally wherever because we're going to go through and locate it. So after you have done that, you can either go to contact externally, like just as the application, or in your DAW, and just load that up. So we're going to go ahead and load up contact here. And upon loading contact, you're just going to have a blank thing here. So what you're going to do is you're going to control click. For Windows users, I'm not exactly sure what your control click is, but basically it's going to load. You want to load the quick load. And for the quick load, basically what this allows for you to do is to be able to access instruments quickly, especially for those that aren't available in the official contact library. So if I wanted to, I can go to the Finder here and go to my desktop and drag that folder here. Literally just drag it in there. And now you have access to wherever that folder is located. So I'm going to delete this one because I already have it in another location. Inside of this folder, it's going to give you all the different instruments. Basically, it's three categories. You have muted plucks, which is just like a standalone pluck instrument. You have pentatonic runs, which are pre-recorded runs at different tempos. And then you also have performance chords. Now, all of these will beat sync to whatever tempo you have. I just have it set up to where your BPM of your project, you want to select the one that's closest to the BPM of your project because the least amount of stretching on the samples is going to happen. So in this instance, the BPM's 85, so I'm going to grab 90. If your BPM was 62, you probably grab 60. If your BPM was like 130, you grab the 120. And also remember, all of them time stretch, but they sound better when you grab the one that's close to the BPM. So in this instance, I'm going to grab 90 and then just control click off, and now I'm here. All right, cool. Instruments loaded. You'll be able to get sound. Okay. All of these controls are MIDI mappable. All you have to do is right click and you can learn. So in this instance, I'm going to click it and then put my expression pedal. Now my expression pedal is working. I'm going to remove that because I don't need it. You also have attack, decay, sustain, and release to be able to shape the way the samples are if you'd like to tweak it. I put that there just as an option. And then these are your label indicators, which are telling you what is currently being selected for your key switch. So as you can see here, if I change my key switch here, it switches to it says hammer-ons or plain, right? Same here. If I go and I scroll through these, I'm basically getting access to all of those key switches visually for the chord types. And then you also have your inversion. So to break it down, your articulation key switches are C, C0 and D0. And it says here, your chords are going to be C 1 through F sharp 1. Okay. And this is going to allow for you to switch the type of chord, which we're going to go through. And then G through A sharp 1 here are giving you different inversions of those chords. And then from here, each one gives you the major minor chords in whatever octave. So yeah, that's basically what that is. Let's go through and talk about how the instrument exactly works when it comes to the chord modes. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and select my plain articulation and we'll go from there. So when I click, if I were to click C sharp here, you can see here it says seventh chords. That means your chords are no longer just going to be triads. They're going to be seventh chords. So minor sevens, major sevens, all that. So major seven, that's because the inversion was up. So that's just the first inversion here. You also have C minor or E flat minor, whatever. Your dominant 7 chords, your diminished chords, and then this last section is an altered chord. So right now you're hearing a 4/5 chord. So in this instance, if I was doing a 2/5 and F, I can go okay, and then I can play my major chord, right? So as you can see here, there are different modes. when I'm switching the key switches. If I click, like for example, D, you'll notice it says 7th chords 2.0. That means that the 7th chords 2.0 are going to be the same 7th chords as the ones that we had just heard, but the only difference is the altered chords on this higher octave here. So you're going to be able to go through, and now you're going to hear a sharp 5, sharp 9. Okay? And then I could play a minor chord after, or whatever. It basically gives you the option to do sharp 5, sharp 9 chords as your altered chords. Yeah, so anytime you see a 2.0, that's how you know that you're going to be doing a sharp 5, sharp 9. For each chord, there is an inversion. I'll give you an example. We're going to play the first inversion because we're on G here. Okay, and we'll just stay in 7th chords. Okay, inversion 1, inversion 2, inversion 3, inversion 4. Okay, and that's for each and every chord here. Higher inversion, a little lower, a little lower. Cool. So you get different inversions to be able to voice things different. Same for your hammer-on chords. If you were to go and select D, and then go to your 7th chords, okay, invert it up. Okay, gives you a variation. Nice. So you get higher inversions and more complex hammer-ons based off of your movement and your inversions. So you can go through and literally, right? And I can change those live, or honestly, if I just wanted to leave them there, I could. And notice it's moving with the tempo of my song. So my tempo is at 85. That's going to work that way. So that's essentially how performance chords work. And we're going to go control click again so we can access this. Those are all the same. They do have different samples, by the way. So it's not just I stretch the samples. These are actually recorded all individually. Let's go ahead and go to pentatonic runs. All right, so I'm going to go through and just drag pentatonic runs on top of this. I want to replace it because I don't want 2 instruments. Control click again. And then now we have our runs mode. So this is pentatonic runs. It's very, very simple. You have 4 octaves here. The first octave is going to be major ascending. Then you have major descending. Then you have minor ascending. And then that last octave there is going to be minor descending. So I'll play it so you can hear it. So we'll use the letter E, or the note E. That's major descending on the 16-note subdivision. Major descending, okay? Minor, E minor ascending. Minor descending, all right? Now, if you change your key switch here, what you see, it also changes on the screen. You can get triplets instead. So you can get the triplet subdivision, which is going to sound like this. Right? So, triplets. Same further down, and then same for the minor up. Right? Down. And it all maps to the tempo. So if I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to speed this up to 100, it'll go up. Right? Same with 16 notes. No, it's straight ahead. And you're going to be able to roll with that instrument. All right, let's go ahead and go to muted plucks. All right. Muted plucks is another straight ahead instrument. It just, you play it and it just works. So it just gives you that muted sound. Super fat. And that's just the DI, like it's recorded clean. Multiple round robins on this. And then you also have a higher, they're dynamic. So if you play a little harder, you'll get that bite out of it, which is nice. You can also go through, guys. Like I said, this is recorded clean. You're going to be able to go through, and you can go through to your DAW and add whatever you want. So like for me, for example, I could go through and add like a pedal board. If I really wanted to add a pedal board here, I could go through and go to any of Logic's presets or whatever and get the sound that I want. So you can see it's doing some like chorus and stuff like that. I could also add an amp simulator. So if I was like, okay, cool, let's go add the amp designer in Logic. Okay, now I get a real amp. I can tweak it. And and it gives you a fatter tone like a real guitar, right? And this will depend on your DAW, of course, or if you have any amp simulators or whatever. You're going to be able to have the flexibility to go through and add that on the back end. So yep, that is Midi Soul Guitars Volume 1. There's more to come. Be on the lookout. Thank you once again for supporting. If you have any questions, feel free to just go over to our website and let us know if you have any inquiries. But this video just kind of serves as a great starting point to be able to get you moving along with the instrument. Y'all have a good one.